name is Isaac. I'm with Fire and Ice Heating and Air Conditioning. We're here at Miraflores Apartments, located in Anaheim. This unit here is one of the ducted units. Thermostat is the same as all other units. Touchscreen. Right now it's in the off. You have your on and off here. This is to select your desired temperature. This arrow here goes to the next screen, which selects your mode. Right now we're in cooling. The next screen is your fan. It adjusts your fan speed. It's always recommended to keep the fan in auto. The fan will regulate depending on the temperature in the room. If it needs to blow harder, it will. If it needs to reduce the amount of air, it will. Going back to the main screen. Right now we are in cooling with a desired temperature of 67. The top right is the room temperature. The wrench is nothing to be concerned about. That's always on the thermostats. It's an actual touch to get you to the menus of service and whatnot. On these units here that are the ducted mini splits, the condensers on the rooftop, it's on the corners of the building are the ones that are ducted. This is the filter that you would be changing. Inside this area underneath the unit is a condensate pump. It's plugged in directly with 120 volts. There are times that this would need to be cleaned out. If inside the tank gets gooey, we want to clean it out. If you notice that water is not flowing through the tube. This is the unit. There's nothing to do with the unit as far as filter or nothing that you guys need to worry about on the unit. The filter and everything's below. This filter rack is replaced by the changeable filter grill. Service switch is located here. This switch will cut power to this unit only, not the condenser. Talking about the OBD supply grills, there's two functions to them. Adjusting the direction of airflow as well as the amount of airflow. The outside blades can be moved and adjusted by hand, changing the direction of the air. The internal blades can be adjusted with a flathead screwdriver here at this point and this point. And that will close the inner blades, reducing the amount of airflow. All right, we're now in a 2 and 3 bedroom unit. Like the units in the corners with the ducted upflow systems, these are also ducted with the OBD grills, thermostat being the same. The only difference would be this unit is located in the hallway with this long access door for service. And the filter on this unit, on these units, will be changed at this return grill here. This is a 30 by 10. And these ones are actually ready to be changed out. So 30 by 10 filter. All right, we're now in the 1 bedrooms with the wall mount mini splits. The thermostats on these ones are the same as all others. Touch screen. Turn it on. Select your desired temperature. Go to your mode. Make sure the fan is in auto. These ones have a louver option, which will change the blades to adjust the air direction. Obviously, the lower you go, the blades will come all the way down. That also has an auto feature to where it swings. It'll just continuously swing up and down. We're going to keep this one in cool. Right above that is the service switch for if any service is performed. There's a cutoff switch. The box on the left side of this head is a interface for the thermostat. There's nothing that needs to be done with that. It's needed for the thermostat. As far as maintenance goes, the filter cleaning, whether the tenant is going to do it or maintenance, these things just slide out. They can be dry dusted, wiped down, or rinsed. If rinsed, Let them fully dry before putting them back in. Make sure you empty. A couple things to keep in mind is there's two heads. Whenever there's multiple heads, you cannot be in different modes at the same time. For example, right now we're in cooling in this room. The next room could either be in cooling or off. They cannot be in heating. So you can't be in cooling and heating at the same time. You can have different desired room temperatures. If I want my living room to be 61 degrees and my bedroom to be 70 degrees and it's 80 degrees outside, that's fine. They'll both be in cooling. When that room hits 70 degrees, that head will turn off. This one will keep running until it reaches the 61 degrees that I chose. All right, the condenser is outside. They're located right on the outside of the patio of each apartment. That's the disconnect for the condenser. The indoor units have their own service switches that will cut power to the head indoors only, not the condenser. However, if you're to pull this disconnect to cut power to the condenser, you also will cut power to everything. So it starts here, then goes to the heads. All right, as far as maintenance goes, we talked about where and how to clean the filters or change the filters. Besides that, these equipments are actually pretty smart. They will throw out codes that will tell you exactly what's wrong with the unit. They're codes, so we have to look it up and see what's going on. One of the first things I always tell the maintenance guys is to first go and make sure everything's off and turn them on one by one. Make sure that they're not trying to use two different modes at the same time. As you turn them on one by one, you'll be able to tell that this one's getting cold. After 10 minutes, you should start feeling it cold. If for some reason it's not getting cold and you notice the other one's icing up, then that's information you would want to let us know, or whoever's coming out to service that. Besides that, just keep a log of the codes. It will give you the option to reset the code. You can do that, and you can always power down. There are times when there's a communication issue to where there's really, I don't know exactly what causes it, but a lack of communication to where a hard restart will help. Just hit the breaker or the disconnect, wait 10 minutes, turn it back on, start the heads one by one, and see how it works before you make the call. But besides that, these units will throw out the codes and tell you what's going on. We're here in the elevator room. The elevator room has its own wall-mounted mini split. This one is operated with a remote control that's mounted on the wall. One of the other differences is the condensation pump for this one is a slim. It's called a slim. This outer case is just the cover. These inside have a black filter. These tend to get dirty pretty quick. You have to check these, make sure they're clean, make sure you wipe all the gunk out of here, and it will pump properly. On the back side of this, it will have lights that blink. Nothing to really be concerned about unless a technician comes out to take a look at it or service it, then they'll be able to utilize those lights. When changing this or cleaning, this tray just slides right out the front. Clean it and it slides right back in. Has little grooves on the bottom to keep it in place. You want to make sure this tube is landing inside that tray. This is the actual drain hose coming off the unit. The drain hose has to be within that tray or else it will leak out. All right, we're here at the Miraflores community room area. This whole area consists of 6 different fan coils for 6 different areas. This is one of them here. Long access door. Smaller access doors you see on the right-hand side, which are the 18 by 18s. One on the left, one on the right. You'll see those periodically on the different fan coils. Those are for your manual adjustable dampers. The return grill is in the far left corner. Once again, you'll see them periodically for each fan coil. We'll have one in different locations. The best way to tell would be whether or not it has the tabs to open it up and you'll be able to look into it to see that there's a filter there. Thermostats are wall mounted. On all these have wall mounted thermostats. The condensers on the rooftop. There's a branch box for all 6 of them, which is the master controller and a master controller thermostat. The branch box is the master controller of refrigerant. The master controller thermostat is for controlling. That also allows corporate to monitor and access and function these units. I'll show you that next. All right, we're here in the camera room / storage room, part of the community room area. This is the branch box I was talking about. This is where it's located. So right here is where all the fan coils meet up. Each fan coil will have its own ball valve right up here for service. When a technician comes and needs to close off certain fan coils, they all have their own ball valves. As far as this guy here, this is the AE200. This is the master controller. This will be able to monitor and control all the units within the community room, the 6 fan coils we mentioned. This is not needed. You don't need to operate this in order to use the fan coils. They all have their own thermostat. This is more for monitoring and things of that nature.